Well, this is week 3 of our distance learning, and I wanted to go ahead and walk through the answers for this 5NF.4a for you. So I posted the answers online, the pictures, but I wanted to work it with you in case you needed a little help. So number 1 says write a multiplication expression for 1/6 of 18. So I would write 1/6, and instead of I would just do the multiplication sign and then 18. So that would be 1/6 of 18. Number 2 says write the numbers in the story so that it represents the equation. So it's telling me I have 7 whole somethings, and I'm going to use half of those. So 7 times half, or half of 7. So she is going to use half of a bag of soil in each flower pot, and she's going to fill 7 flower pots. So if I took that and I multiplied it, I would take 7 and put that over 1, and I would multiply straight across. So 7 times 1 would give me 7. 1 times 2 would give me 2. So I would have 7 halves, but I know that that's an improper fraction, or a fraction greater than 1, and I would want to take that and make that a mixed number. So 2 is going to go into 7 3 times. So that means that she is going to use 3 full bags. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So I know there's 1 left over for me to get to that 7th of a bag. And it would be 3.5 full bags that she would use. So I hope that one makes sense. Even though the boxes felt like they were a little backwards, once I read that word problem, then I'm able to understand where those things need to go when I fill in those boxes. All right, then on number 3, I kind of left you a message and said, sometimes we don't always understand the models, and even if we don't understand the models, they gave us a problem and we can still solve the problem. So we can go through and we can multiply straight across. So 3 times 1 would give me 3, and 4 times 2 would give me 8. So I would end up with 3/8. And so that would be half of that 3/4 would end up with being the 3/8. Okay? All right. And then for number 4, I'm going to find the product. And product tells me that I'm multiplying, even though they gave me the sign. So I'm going to multiply straight across. I can't simplify anything here because a 4 and a 5 can't be simplified. A 2 and a 3 can't be simplified. And then 4 and 3 can't. And also 2 and 5 can't. So I'm not going to be doing any simplifying before I multiply. So 4 times 2, that gives me 8. And 5 times 3 gives me 15. So that would make that 8/15 for the answer there. Okay? Number 5 says Jordan read 12 books last month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here's the 12 books that Jordan read. And then of all the books, 3/4 were about space. How many books were about space? Write an equation to show your work. So I would go through and I would need 4 groups out of these books of 12. So how many books would be in each of those groups? I would end up with 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, and 4 groups, and each one of those groups would have 3 in them. So if I wanted 3 of those groups, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. So my answer should be 9 books. So when I write my equation, I'm going to say 3/4 of those 12 books. And that would be the equation that I would write. And then when I get ready to solve that, I just multiply straight across. The 12 is a whole number, so I'm going to put it over 1. I can simplify before I work this, or I can work it and then simplify it. So 3 times 12 is 36, and 4 times 1 is 4. So now I know that that's a fraction greater than 1, or an improper fraction. And so I want to go through and I want to divide that. So my who or what that's being divided is on the top. 36 is being divided by 4. So I would write that as 36, is being divided by that 4. And so 36 divided by 4 is 9, because that is 36. Sorry, I'm writing sideways here. And so that would give me my 9 books. Okay? All right. Stay tuned for the second part.